Okay, we're going to look at the acceleration and constant velocity problems that Coach Pfaff uploaded. So I'm going to work through each one of these if you feel like you need help here. So it says, number one says a car drives at a constant velocity of 15 meters per second. So that's my velocity. How long will it take the car to drive 75 meters? That's a position, and I want to know the time. So I'm going to list my variables first. So v equals 15 meters per second, x equals 75 meters, t equals question mark. Once I look at these variables right here that are listed, I can then choose my formula. I'm going to use v equals delta x over t. V equals, whoops, delete that. I have v. V is 15 meters per second. X is 75 meters. And t, I don't know. Depending on how you were taught how to solve these questions, you can put 15 over 1 and then cross multiply. So 15t equals 75, and then divide 15 by both sides, so you get t equals 5 seconds. Okay, number 2 says a plane flies at a velocity of, so you have a velocity, 250 kilometers per hour. That's your v. 3.5 hours is your time. How far is your x? So again, I'm going to list my variables. V equals 250 kilometers per hour. T is 3.5 hours, and x is my distance. So again, I'm going to choose this formula right here because it has all three variables that I'm looking for. V is 250. I'll write the formula. All right, 250 kilometers per hour equals delta x, we don't know, and t is 3.5. So I'm going to multiply 3.5 by both sides. Get my calculator. 350 times 3.5 is, 250 times 3.5 is 875. 875 kilometers is your position. Number 3, a track star runs a velocity of 6.67 meters per second. So that is your velocity. How long, that's time, will it take her to travel that distance? So again, you have those three variables. So v equals 6.67 meters per second, x equals 1600 meters, and t you don't know. So I'm going to choose that same formula. V equals delta x over t. V is 6.67. Delta x, oops, keep messing up. Okay, is 1600 meters, and t we don't know. So again, you can cross multiply. 6.67 t equals 1600. Divide 6.67 by both sides, and t equals 239, so I'm going to round up to 240 seconds. Okay, number 4, if a bird flies 3,500 meters in 79 seconds, so here you have a distance, here you have a time. What is the velocity? So we don't know that. X is 3,500 meters. T is 79 seconds. Same formula. This time you're just going to plug in the numbers as is and solve. You don't need to do any algebra because it tells you already what to do. Okay, so 3,500 divided by 79 is 44.3 meters per second. Oh, sorry. All right, number 5. How many seconds will it take? Seconds is time. take the car to move that distance if driving at that velocity. All right, so V equals 23 meters per second. X equals 2,400 meters. We want to know time. V equals delta X over T. 23 equals 2,400 over T. Again, you can cross multiply. 23T equals 2,400. Divide 23. And then T would equal 2,400 divided by 23 is 104. There you go. Number 6, a ball starts at rest. Okay, so its initial velocity, whenever it says starts at rest, VI is going to be 0. Rolls down a ramp for that time to reach a velocity of 25, so that's going to be your final velocity. Now we're going to start looking at acceleration problems. What is the acceleration? All right, so I have the initial velocity is 0 because it starts at rest. The final velocity is 25. The time that it takes to do that is 4.5 seconds. What is the acceleration? All right, now that I can see these 4 variables listed out, I'm going to go down to the definition of acceleration formulas. And I think the best one to use here would be A equals VF minus VI over T, because I'm solving for A. So A equals VF minus VI over T. A we don't know. VF is 25. VI is 0. All over 4.5. So that's going to be 25 divided by 4.5 is 5.5. You can round that to 5.56. 5.6 is fine. A equals 5.6. Now it's a meters per second, so acceleration is meters per second squared for my units. Number 7, how long does it take the car to accelerate? Let me move this down. Sorry, 1 second. Give myself some more room. Okay, how long does it take a car to accelerate? So we want to know from a velocity of 10, so that's going to be VI, to a velocity of 35 is VF. How long? So how long is time? Time is question mark. The acceleration of the car is 5 meters per second, so that's A. All right, so we have A equals 5 meters per second squared. VI equals 10 meters per second. VF equals 35 meters per second. And we want to know how long it's going to take. Looking at those 4 variables again, I can choose any one of these acceleration formulas down here. I think I'm going to use this last one just because there's no fraction in there. So VF equals VI plus AT. VF is 35, VI is 10, plus A is 5, and it's a positive 5 because it's going from 10 to 35, so that's going to be a positive acceleration, and we want to know T. So I'm going to subtract 10 to get 25, and that leaves 5T, so I'm going to divide 5. T equals 5 seconds. Okay. Number 8. A car is driving at 45 meters per second, so that's going to be the initial velocity. 4 seconds later, so that's time, it's driving at 5 meters per second. So I can see that's going to be its final velocity, and I can see that the car is slowing down. Okay, slowing down. Keep that in mind. Okay, so the initial velocity is 45 meters per second. The final velocity is 5 meters per second. Time is 4 seconds. What is the acceleration? I'm going to choose this formula right here. A equals VF minus VI over T. A I don't know. VF is 5 minus 45 over 4. So I'm going to get a negative number here. So 5 minus 45 is a negative 40 over 4. So A will equal negative 10 meters per second squared. So because it's slowing down, that's where the negative comes in. Okay, and number 9. A plane starts at rest, so that's going to have an initial velocity of 0. It accelerates to a velocity of 30, VF, in 8 seconds. That's time. What is the acceleration? So A equals question mark, VI equals 0, VF equals 30, and T equals 8. So A equals VF minus VI over T. A equals VF is 30 minus VI is 0 over 8. 30 divided by 8 is 3.75. And that's going to be meters per second squared. And finally, number 10, a car is moving at 5, so that's the initial velocity. I don't need to put that there. Accelerates at 3 meters per second squared, that's A, until it reaches a velocity of 30. That's the final velocity. How long is time? All right, so VI equals 5, VF equals 30, T equals question mark, A equals 3 meters per second squared. All right, I'm going to use this one. VF equals VI plus AT. VF is 30. VI is 5 plus 3 times T. Subtract 5 first to get 25 equals 3T and divide 3. 25 divided by 3 is 8.3. There's your answers.